This entire speech is about me. I can't believe it. I loved it.
Free publicity.
I loved it. I actually loved it. So not.
So you're an egomaniac.
By the way, perhaps that's a bigger problem. Okay, that could be a problem.
Okay. Now you love calling a spade, and I just want to run a couple of your quotes past you, and what you think of them now. So about Edward Snowden, the man who's currently residing in Moscow airport. I think you tweeted last week, he is a traitor.
Absolutely.
And then you added, and there is still such a thing as an execution.
Well, what you
Are you calling for his execution?
No. What you have in the old days, when the United States was a strong country, which it isn't right now, but if a person was a traitor, and if you could prove that person was a traitor, that person would be given the death penalty. You understand?
Are you saying that he should be given the death penalty?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he's a traitor. Now,
but are you saying
the mores of our country have changed, and our country is not a strong country like it was, and we deal with traitors a lot differently. Now we deal with traitors where sometimes a traitor becomes a hero. I say he's a traitor. He's made our life extremely difficult in terms of our relationships with other countries, and I would say you deal with him very harshly, absolutely.
Okay, if he gets asylum in Vladimir Putin's Russia,
right,
and if you were President Trump, what would you do about it?
I wouldn't tell you that because I wouldn't want to play my cards in front of you, because right now I'm not, and I wouldn't want to play my cards in front of you. Now, I do have something. I own the Miss Universe, Miss USA, Miss Universe contest, and it's the big pageant. It's the largest pageant in the world.
You would exclude Russia from the pageant.
Interestingly, that's going to Moscow on November 9th.
Right. Okay, so
and you have a wonderful representative from Great Britain. Right. And I also tweeted that I wonder whether or not Snowden will be there.
So this isn't
know that was a joke.
Yeah, exactly. So this isn't gunship diplomacy. This is kind of Miss World diplomacy that you're advocating.
If we had the proper leadership.
Bikini diplomacy.
If we had the proper leadership, Russia would immediately hand Snowden back to us.
So you think that if you were president and you banged the table or snapped your fingers and said, Vladimir Putin, hand that Edward Snowden back to me, he would just do that?
I think I would get him back very quickly, yes. I think that Putin would give him back, yes.
Seriously?
Yeah. I think if I wanted him back, he would come back, he would be back, and I believe that Putin would give him back.
Let's talk about China briefly. China is one of your bugbears. The China-US relationship is perhaps the most important, if somewhat vexed, bilateral relationship between two countries in the world. You said that global warming was made up by the Chinese, for the Chinese, in order to make US manufacturing less competitive.
That's
bonkers, isn't it?
That was said sarcastically. It was said as a joke to create a point.
So when you said in 2010 that you welcomed a trade war with China, was that a joke as well?
No, that's not a joke, no. And welcome,
that's a tragedy,
welcome is a very strong, no, I don't think it's a tragedy. China has been eating our lunch. China has taken the United States for a ride like nobody other than perhaps OPEC has done.
But Donald, they're not just eating your lunch, they're paying for your lunch.
No,
they are your banker, and you don't pick a fight with your banker.
You don't understand economics. China is taking advantage of this country like nobody has ever taken advantage of the United States. And you look at what's going on in this country, we are not making our product now. China and other countries are making our product.
But I mean, we live off Chinese manufacturing, whether we like it or not.
That's because when you say we, you are stupid. You're stupid.
You called me a bad economist. I'm stupid.
Well, you're
what
not
else
a
are you
good,
going to do? Come on. I've been very civil to you,
You're not
Donald.
a good economist. No, you haven't. You're not a good economist at all. You don't understand business, and you don't understand what I'm saying with China. You think it's a joke.
So I'm fired,
it's not
right?
a joke.
So I'm fired.
You're not fired.
Yeah.
You're not fired.
What keeps you up at night?
I sleep well. I mean, I sleep really well.
Hair? It's fine. It's solved.
Hey,
Looks
it's
good.
Mine.
Okay, so I've got a bald patch developing at the back here.
You look fine. You know,
no, I want to talk about my bald patch here just for a second. I've got this bald patch here. Can you see it?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, what do I do about it?
I would just leave it. I think it's fine.
Are you sure?
I think
I'm going to look like a monk.
I have a little bit back there, too.
Your hair's never looked better. So why not grasp the nettle, Donald Trump, and announce in this interview that you will run for the White House in 2016?
Well, that would make a lot of people happy, I can tell you, and probably some people not so happy.
Donald Trump, may I?
Yes, you may.
Thank you very much.
You take care of yourself.
So President Trump sounds far-fetched, but there's one rule I've learned covering America. Never say never, ever.